Cleveland, Ohio.
The space that we're in.
I'm at my loft on the west side.
And what does home mean to you?
I don't got an answer to that. Not right now.
What has it meant for you in the past?
Places I didn't want to be, but I had to be because that's all I had at the moment. So you make do with what you got.
And what is this for you now?
Well, this is like, it feel like my sanctuary. I guess I could be away from all the craziness I be feeling like be going on around me. So that's why I be home for the most part. Yeah.
Do you think that your success has come with a lot of pain?
I feel like it's opened me up to having to look at what's already happened to me, like with frustrations or things I went through in the past, and it kind of feel like it'd be buried. And then with the artwork that I'm making, since it's all personal, it's like I'm bringing them up, and I have to like really deal with those traumas and pain. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely, yeah, it is. It has.
So when you create things that derive from past situations, past trauma, do you address them or do you just create from them and then they get buried again?
They probably getting buried again.
Probably, or they are?
They definitely getting buried again. I don't know. I was just talking to Debbie about this when I saw her for Mother's Day, and we were talking about like we were talking about pain, and I told her like I don't make artwork that's happy because that's not really like my reason to do it. It's usually like something. It's melancholy. I don't know. That's the only way that I can express those emotions properly in my head, and even with that, I don't know if it'd be enough.
So at your last show, seeing people smile at artwork that brought you great pain and derived from it, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it made me feel whole, especially when I'm talking like the teenagers that are going into the space and speaking to me so openly about what they've been through. It'd be amazing to me. It really is. So it made me realize whatever I was going through, it was justified for the season because it made something beautiful, which was that show. And it helped me a lot too, with my confidence, I believe.
You put a lot on each canvas. Do you recognize the transparency you grant people?
In the moment of making them, no. But when I was in the space and I was looking at the paintings and I was understanding that people can see a chronological storyline, it made me very uncomfortable because it was very honest. Mm-hmm. It was like a documentary more than it was like an exhibition. And I don't plan on doing that for Heavy as the Head again because it was a lot to bear. But in the moment, no, I'm not thinking that way. But afterwards, yeah. Especially with the poems. Introducing the poems is like really intimate. And that's something I wasn't fully understanding until I start posting them and hearing people talk about it.
And which poem was the most intimate for you?
Pinkish Hue. It was definitely Pinkish Hue.
You got a lot of feedback from men about that one.
Men, women. It was about sex addiction, and that was weird for me to talk about because nobody talks about that on a. It's more like a behind closed doors battle, and with the painting initially, if you look at it, you could think that it's maybe like me glorifying it, but if you're really staring into the artwork, you could tell this it's a sadness going on with having that type of lifestyle. And the poem kind of doubled down on it to a very high level, specifically with certain things that I was talking about.
And what's the painting just before that in the show?
Golden Eyes.
And what was that poem about?
It was about the love I have for women on a more platonic, not romantic level, but just the inspiration I've gained from them due to my relationship with my mother, women in my life that have helped me and allowed for me to grow and teach me empathy, which is not something I don't believe I was used to having. So yeah.
Is your sex addiction still prevalent in your life?
Definitely. And I don't know. I don't want to say addiction, but not knowing how to control my urges was definitely a problem. And now I feel like I've been coming to terms with it and trying to learn how to regulate it properly. Because sex is natural. But when it's a coping mechanism for your problems and what you got going on that's not normal. And I don't want it to impede on my success. That's why I've been really trying to like get this controlled to the best of my capability.
Why don't you want to call it an addiction?
Don't know, nobody want to face up to their problem. That's the honest to God truth.
But your art puts your problems in your face.
Exactly. It's like holding up a mirror to myself.
So is that why you go on hiatuses from painting?
Probably because of the mental like wear down it puts on me. Yeah. After Pinkest Hue, I had to take. I think I took. It's damn near been like 4 months because it was really heavy. Like after the show was over, you put so much into a body of work, and you get the acclaim of the people. But for months, I was in the house going crazy, trying to make this artwork, and just to think I'm about to do that self and do it again for the process. It's hard. It's kind of like when method actors go through a process of changing their body, the composition of how they like experience life just to do a role. That's kind of what it feels like when I'm painting, because I'm embodying a feeling or an emotion, and a lot of the times the emotions are usually more darker, and that plays with you after a certain time period when you stay in that space for too long.
Do you think that do you fear addressing the darker parts of yourself, that you'll lose your artistic eye and value?
No, I feel like I've doubled down on being honest about who I am, for the good and bad. And I think that's why people are attracted to what I got going on, because I'm multifaceted. I don't believe I'm a righteous man. I think I'm trying to be better than what I am. And I'm not scared to talk about it in a lot of aspects, in a healthy amount, because, still I need my privacy.
Are there any parts of your journey thus far that you would relive again?
No, I'm worried about the next thing. No, the past it's already been written, and it's too much that I want to see become real. And I feel like I'm at the infancy of my career.
You said infancy. How do you feel about children at this age?
I don't want no parts of it. Not right now, but I want to have a family. I want to get married one day. I want those things. I don't have it in my toolbox right now because I want to garner power and opportunity, and I want to be selfish with my time right now. But one day I want to be able to switch gears and think about the idea. That's where I see legacy is built, with creating an empire, and it start with a family.
And what do you think of fairness in life? What is fairness?
I don't think life is fair to nobody, and I think for the people that put too much emphasis on what they're going through and making it seem as though it's so catered towards them, that's when you start to go crazy, because we're all dealing with some form of problems, and we got to find ways to regulate it, because it doesn't matter if you're born of a higher class, a lower class, black or white. It doesn't really matter. It's certain problems that come along with your lineage, your demographic, your economic space. You just got to live with it.
So no one truly deserves fairness? Or
It's not that.
fairness real?
It's not a part of life. It's not fair that kids get shot. It's not fair that multi-billionaires can experience that type of power and they do horrible things. But that's the way life goes, because we have opportunity to do what we choose. Yeah, so I don't think life is about fairness. Not in that manner.
What's unresolved in your life right now?
Family, friendships, goals, a lot of things, a whole lot of things. And I think that's why I'm excited, for what comes next in my journey.
Do you put all your attention into one thing to blur all the other aspects of life?
Yeah, I think at times I can have an addictive personality. So if it's something that I prioritize, it gets like my full attention. I've noticed it specifically with this year, because I started to fall like into the idea like working out, and I saw how fast after that 30-day window was over, how much I started to like care for that thing. And it was very similar to how it was when I was painting, where the artwork was the only thing that I was thinking about. And then if it's not that, it could be a relationship. So yeah.
What is your experience with relationships?
on a platonic level, hard, romantically, somewhat hard. I'm not the best when it comes to like being friends with people and checking up on people. I think I got like a survivalist mentality where I'm just trying to make sure I'm good. And at times that could work, but with trying to care for people, it puts you in really weird positions because you can hurt people in the process of you trying to just maintain. And I think that's been like a through line with how I've been living for a long time.
And your friends and your family, they complain about that.
Yeah, they do. They do. My friends, my brothers, they understand me. You know what I'm saying? And they find ways to work around my character flaws. But my family, they take it a little bit more personally, and I can understand why. Cause I'm their family. So.
Do you want to change in that aspect to be better for them, or you don't value that?
At times I want to say yeah, and other times no. It's just I don't know. I feel like this is who I am, and even with me saying that, I know that I could change, but it's hard for me. It really is, and I think it's a process that I'm trying to get better with. But some habits are harder to kill than others.
Do you pick and choose what you run from?
Yes, I do. Not purposely at times, but I know for a fact it just happens. But I think we all do that though. You know, some people be acting like they be saying like kids have attention deficit disorder. I don't see it as that. We prioritize the things that we want to give attention to. And as we get older, I think the attention gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And at times you can get like tunnel vision. And you could forget people and things and opportunities in the process because you want what you want or looking for or chasing.
Or is it a defense mechanism so you can be self-sustaining?
I think two things can be right at the same time.
Is it the right thing though?
I don't have an answer to that.
What is your definition of right?
I don't got an answer to that either. I think that's such a big blanket statement. I don't know how I would be able to do
Or
that.
do you feel discomfort in how you justify your actions?
No. I don't think I do.
Are you accepting of your flaws?
I try to be. I think I'm real self-reflective and I'm honest about my problems. Usually when people talk to me, like away from like the base level stuff, because everybody and their mama want to ask me how my day going, but if you want to actually like have a conversation with me, and if we go there, I'm not gonna lie about my problems. Like I know, at times I could be very self-indulgent. I could be narcissistic. I could be selfish. I have a problem with greed at times. Like these things I know are there. I'm just trying to find ways to learn how to regulate it.
You said your friends, they understand and they deal with your flaws.
Yeah.
So is it a take it or leave it type of situation to be in your life? Or are you working towards those flaws rather than just being honest about them?
No, I think in due time, I think I'm getting better with a lot of different things. I feel like I'm getting chiseled out each year. Specifically, I can say just for this year, I feel like I've been learning a lot about discipline and trying to understand empathy at a higher level than I ever have in the past. Because there's been a lot of situations that's happened, and it's forced me to have to go past how I would naturally respond to stuff. And I think as time progresses, I'm gonna get more and more calmer, and I'll understand my boundaries, and I'll be a more effective person. I hope that's the game plan. My brothers understand it though. I think we all on the same path, and it makes it easier for us to have those conversations with each other.
And is that preparing you for Heavy is the Head?
I definitely think so. Heavy is the Head is gonna be the result of me looking at a lot of people that could have been and they never became, and it scares me because I don't want to do that. And it's a lot of people that have these beautiful gifts, and they could change their communities, their family, themselves, and it will never happen. And it's gonna be because of them. And I don't want to be one of those stories. I was watching this sermon by Miles Monroe, and he was saying like the greatest place on earth full of opportunity is the grave, because all it is just untapped potential. things that never became. And it scared me. You know what I mean? I'm 22, but in the years that I have been able to experience at around like my high school age, adults that had these beautiful, beautiful talents and personalities, and they never made it. I could say it traumatized me, or I could say it motivated me, because I didn't want to be like that. I feel like my greatest fear in this season I'm in is to wake up at 44 and I'm not happy. And I don't see that for myself. And I think that's why I'm so hard on myself. And that's why I know that I need to make sure that Heavy is the Head is going to make sense, and why I need to leave Cleveland.
What are you willing to sacrifice so that it can be?
I don't know. I don't know.